let me record the meeting. Ayoko sana i-record, ang pangit ko, pero wala. Sige, yaman natin. Wala pa tuloy may sakit akong kakain. Okay, and let me share my screen. Okay, hintayin lang po natin. Meron na ba? Hindi ko pa nakikita. Ay, teka, wala pala akong material. Wait lang nga. Pull up ko lang po yung material ko. Sige, pwede na pala. Included nga pala ito sa PowerPoint yung material. Okay, so if you have watched, I hope you did. Most of the time, if I do asynchronous, inuulit ko sana, but then we will have no time for that anymore. Medyo naghahabol po tayo ng oras, so we don't have any choice but to really watch the videos na na-post po natin. Nanghihinaya nga ako kasi medyo mahirap yung topics eh. So, in as much as masama sana ang pakiramdam ko today and I don't want to do classes, but then medyo mahirap po kasi yung intercompany. And medyo paborito po ang intercompany in terms of Sipales, so I don't have any other choice but to attend the class. Ayan. Ang pangit ko tuloy. Okay, asa na siya? Okay, so if you have any question, please use the chat box. Okay, and let's do intercompany transaction. Okay, so for the intercompany transaction, ang pinakauna mo dapat ina-identify if you are answering problems for intercompany is to identify if it is an upstream or downstream transaction. Kasi magkaiba po ang way ng pag-adjust ng income statement in terms of a downstream or upstream transaction. So para ma-identify ko ako, ginagamitan ko kasi hirap na po ako mag-memorize. So ginagamitan ko po siya ng parang family tree na si parent po ang nasa taas at yung anak niya, si subsidiary ang nasa baba. So if si parent po ang magbebenta, papunta kay subsidiary, the arrow is going downwards and therefore this is a downstream transaction. And if si subsidiary naman po ang magbebenta, papunta kay parent, the arrow is going upwards and therefore this is an upstream transaction. Okay, unahin po natin si upstream. Kapag si upstream, si subsidiary po ang nagbebenta, and therefore whatever is the gross profit, the gain on sale or the loss on sale na marirealize po natin sa transaction, meron po dyang share kasi si subsidiary ang kumita, si subsidiary po ang nag-gain, and therefore meron po dyang share of course si parent kasi kay subsidiary yan, at meron din po dyang share si NCI. However, kapag naman po si parent ang nagbenta papunta kay subsidiary, whatever is the gross profit, the gain on sale or the loss on sale, ang meron lang po dyan share si parent. Ang kay parent lang. Ang kay subsidiary, pinaghahatian po palagi in a certain percentage ni parent at ng NCI. Therefore, in terms of adjustment, kapag po tayo ay upstream, dapat nagre-reflect po sa balanse ng parent at sa balanse ng share ng NCI ang ating pong upstream adjustment. At kapag naman po downstream, dapat ang nagre-reflect lang po yung downstream transaction sa share lang po ni parent. Therefore, gawin po natin, kung napanood niyo po yung video, meron akong ginagamit na template if I'm answering consolidation ng net income in terms of subsequent years. At ito po yung ginagawa kong template. Okay, so I always start with the reported subsidiary net income. Kung meron ka pong BCVR adjustment, dito mo siya pinang-a-adjust, plus minus. At kung meron ka pong upstream adjustment, kasama po siya ng BCVR in terms of adjustment. So we have upstream adjustment. So plus minus din po yan. So in other words, kung paano po natin tinreat ang BCVR adjustment, kasama po natin iti-treat din yung ating pong upstream adjustment. Therefore, mako-compute po natin after the adjustment ng BCVR and upstream, makakapag-compute po tayo ng adjusted subsidiary net income. Kukunin po natin ang share ni parent at ang share ng NCI, and whatever is the share of the NCI, that is already the consolidated net income attributable to the NCI. Okay, sumasakit na naman ang ulo ko. Okay, ang share ni parent, yun na po yung tinatawag nating investment income, at dadagdagan lang po natin ng parent's net income from its own operation. Pag pinagsama po natin yan, yan na po ang consolidated net income attributable kay parent. And when we add yung share po ni parent at ang share ng NCI together, yan po ang ating consolidated net income. Paano naman pag downstream? Kapag downstream, ito po yung medyo kakaiba compared sa atin na ginawa last time in terms of consolidated net income. We start again with a reported subsidiary net income. Kung merong BCVR, diyan mo din po i-reflect ang BCVR adjustment. At saka po natin paghihiwalayin ang share ni parent at ang share ng NCI. Yung share ni NCI, that is the consolidated net income attributable to the NCI. At yung share ni parent, diyan po natin ipang-a-adjust ang downstream. Sabi natin, dapat ang magkakaroon lang ng pag-reflect ng downstream adjustment is yung kay parent lang. And therefore, yung share lang po ni parent ang ating i-a-adjust. So, ang share po ni parent, kukunin po natin at diyan po natin i-reflect ang downstream adjustment. Makakapag-compute na po tayo ng adjusted investment income. Dadagdagan lang po natin ulit ng parent's net income from its own operation. At pag pinag-add po natin, we have the consolidated net income attributable kay parent. At pag pinagsama po natin ulit ang dalawa, we have the consolidated net income. So to cut the long story short, if you are talking about upstream and BCVR amortization, we adjust the subsidiary net income. So ang ina-adjust po natin ng upstream and BCVR amortization will be the reported subsidiary net income. Kapag na-adjust mo na, then allocate, going to the NCI and going to the parent. But then if we are doing the downstream adjustment, baliktad. Kasi dito kay upstream, adjust, then allocate. Kapag naman po downstream, nag-a-allocate ka agad ng subsidiary net income. So let's allocate the subsidiary net income, share po ni parent at ang share ng NCI. At kung ano po ang share ni parent, yun po ang ina-adjust natin by the downstream adjustment. So under downstream transaction, we have allocate, then adjust. Kapag naman po upstream, we have adjust, then allocate. Magkabaliktad. Okay, try po natin with a merchandise inventory transfer. Starex Incorporated, excuse me, a 75% owned subsidiary of Pure Hatch Company, sold merchandise during 2020 to its parent company for 288,000. So we are talking about the year 2020. The merchandise cost Starex 201,600 and 25% of the transferred merchandise remained in Pure Hatch Company's ending inventory. Starex's gross profit has been the same rate over the past 3 years. On January 1st, 2020, that is the beginning of the year, Pure Hatch has 9,600 worth of merchandise purchased from Starex in 2019. So that will be reflecting the beginning inventory. For the year 2020, Starex Incorporated reported a net income of 288,000, and the parent, Pure Hatch Company, reported net income including dividend income of 115,200 of 528,000. Requirements, yung share po ng NCI coming from the consolidated net income, yung investment income, yung consolidated net income and amounts attributable to the parent and the NCI, and of course, we have the working paper elimination entries for the year 2020. Okay. So, i-analyze po muna natin ang transaction before we answer the requirements. Kasi meron po akong gagawin parang munting kodigo on how to adjust the income statement and the balance sheet in terms of the intercompany transactions. But then, minsan kasi mahirap mag-memorize. Like, well, for me, hindi po ako basta nakakapag-memorize. Kaya ang style ko ng pag-aaral is iniintindi ko talaga yung nangyayari. Just so, kung sakasakaling tinry ko i-memorize at nakalimutan ko, madali ko siyang babalikan kasi kaya ko siyang i-analyze. Okay? At dapat, kapag po nag-aaral ka ng consolidated, sabi ko rin yan, kahit pa po doon sa date of acquisition and subsequent years, dapat alam mo kung ano ang amounts na gustong pumasok sa consolidated. Huwag ka pong magpapakontrol kay working paper elimination entries. Dapat ikaw ang nagko-control kay working paper. Usual way kasi ng pag-aaral ng iba, iisipin niya ano nga ang working paper para alam ko ano papasok. At isa lang sa working paper elimination entry ang makalimutan mo, mamamali ka na. So dapat alam mo kung ano ang gustong pumasok and then therefore, kaya mong gawin ang working paper. Ikaw ang magko-control sa working paper. Okay. At ano ba ang mga amounts na gusto natin pumasok in terms of consolidated? Ano nga ang pinaka-core principle ng consolidation? Sabi natin, we are making it seem appear as if the parent and the subsidiary is just one economic entity. Yun lang. Yun yung pinaka-core principle. And if we are doing intercompany transaction, like for example, inventory, ako si parent, subsidiary ko si Micaela Gabriel, at si Micaela, nagbenta po sa akin. Ito, upstream to di ba? Tama ba upstream? Okay. So si Micaela Gabriel, nagbenta po sa akin ng inventory and that is an upstream intercompany transaction. At wala naman pong problema dun sa transaction, no? Because that is allowed. Because in reality, the parent and the subsidiary is two separate economic entities and therefore, pwede po talaga kami magkaroon ng bentahan sa isa't isa. However, once we consolidate the financial statements of the parent and the subsidiary, dun po tayo nagkakaroon ng problema. Bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng problema? Kasi kung sabi nga natin, mukha natin na ang parent and subsidiary is just one economic entity. Therefore, kung isang entity lang po ako at si Micaela Gabriel, if we are just one economic entity, hindi po pwedeng nagbenta kami ng inventory sa sarili namin. At ang lupit, nag-realize pa kami ng gross profit. Therefore, in terms of intercompany transaction, ang pinaka-core principle po natin is to eliminate the effect of the intercompany transaction and make it seem appear as if walang nangyaring transfer. Kasi nga hindi po pwede mag-reflect ang transfer because under consolidated, the parent and the subsidiary is just one economic entity. Therefore, ano po ang nangyari sa ating intercompany transaction? Since this is an upstream inventory transfer, this is a transaction of the subsidiary. Okay. Magkano po binenta ni subsidiary? 288,000. Original cost of 201,600, realizing a gross profit of 86,400. Alam natin, on the separate income statement ni subsidiary, ni-recognize po niya ang sales, ang cost of sales, at nung pinagbangga niya yun sa income statement, nag-realize po siya ng gross profit of 86,400. Ang tanong, is it proper for the subsidiary to report these amounts on its separate income statement? Malamang dapat. Kasi pag hindi niya ni-report, mamamali po ang separate income statement niya. So tama lang na ni-report po yan ni subsidiary. Therefore, the gross profit has been realized in the separate income statement of the subsidiary. Kaso nga lang, kapag kinonsolidate po natin yan, ano ang sasabihin ng ating taga-consolidate? Kunyari, taga-consolidate natin is si Nicole, binabagalan ko kasi pag hindi na pumipiyok ako. Okay, so kung taga-consolidate po natin is si Nicole, ano sasabihin ni Nicole? Hindi daw po pwede na nagbentahan kami sa sarili namin kasi nga ang lumalabas sa consolidated, binentahan namin ang sarili namin at nag-realize kami ng gross profit. Okay, alam natin ito po ang talagang nangyari na transaction wherein hindi po naibenta lahat. We have a remaining 25% ng unsold merchandise. However, para lang po ma-analyze natin ng mabuti ang transaction at makita natin ang effect ng intercompany, i-assume po muna natin na kunyari na ibenta po lahat ni parent. Okay, kung nabenta lahat ni parent, kunyari binenta po ni parent at 320,000, magkano po ang magiging cost of goods sold ni parent? Malamang-lamang kung magkano po ako si parent, ang magiging cost of goods sold ko kung magkano ko po binili si inventory. Magkano ko ba binili? 288,000. Therefore, kung naibenta ko po siya, makakapag-realize po ako ng gross profit of 32,000. However, under consolidated, anong sabi natin? Sabi ng taga-consolidate, hindi ko pwedeng i-recognize yung intercompany transfer. Rather, ang pwede lang pong i-recognize ng taga-consolidate are transactions with outsider. Hindi po yung transaction ni parent papunta kay subsidiary or from the subsidiary papunta kay parent. Meaning, ang selling price lang po na pwede niyang i-recognize would be yung selling price going to outside buyers. At ang pwede lang pong cost ng inventory would be the original cost, which is yung cost coming from the outside vendors. Therefore, under consolidated, it is at 320,000, cost of 201,600, realizing a gross profit of 118,400. Wala po tayong problema sa gross profit because 86,400 realized is subsidiary plus yung 32,000 realized by the parent, ang total niyan, 118,400. Ang problema natin is in terms of sales and cost of sales. Alam natin, if we are consolidating whatever is reported by the parent plus reported by the subsidiary. Magkano ni-report ni parent? 320,000 plus reported ng subsidiary at 288. Ang papasok po is 620,000. Okay? 608,000. At ang sabi nga natin, dapat ang papasok lang is 320,000. Therefore, ano po ang gagawin ng ating taga-consolidate? Working paper elimination entry debit sales, 288,000. Tatanggalin niya po ang effect ng sales reported by the subsidiary of 288,000 just so ang papasok lang po sa consolidated will be the selling price to outsider. And just the same for the cost of sales, tatanggalin din po ng taga-consolidate yung 288,000 na cost of sales reported by the subsidiary. Itong 288 na to, ni-report po ito ni subsidiary. Yung cost of sales, tanggalin din po natin credit cost of sales at ito naman po ang ni-report ni parent. 288,000 just so ang papasok din lang po na cost of sales is based on the original cost of the inventory of 201,600. Hindi po nagre-reflect ang transfer. Pero, in terms of the gross profit, na-realize po natin ang buong 118,400. Okay. Yung pag-analyze po natin ng merchandise inventory transfer is almost the same as in the home office. Kasi kay home office, di ba, nagpadala po ng inventory si home office papunta kay branch, pero ano sabi ng ating taga-combine, huwag daw i-realize si gross profit. Kasi nga, yun talaga kasi part po talaga yun ng entity ko and therefore it is not really allowed. So anong ginawa natin? Dinifer po natin si gross profit. Nag-set up po tayo ng deferred gross profit. At sabi natin, iniintay lang po natin, may mga nag-chat. Iniintay lang po natin na makapagbenta ng inventory kasi whatever is the cost of goods sold, kino-compute po natin ang related gross profit. Pag na-compute mo yung related gross profit, then you realize. So, dinifer mo po lahat and then from the cost of goods sold, kinukuha po natin yung related gross profit and that is the realized gross profit. Tama ba? Okay. Kung yan po ang kaya HOBA, paano naman sa consolidated? So consolidated, because they are two really separate economic entities, nag-realize po si subsidiary ng gross profit, 86,400. Tama? Pero alam natin, yung realized gross profit na yan, in terms of consolidated, hindi po yan pwedeng i-realize lahat kasi hindi naman po lahat nabenta. Yung binigay po nating example kanina, nabenta po lahat. So lahat ng gross profit, pwede mong i-realize. So this time, pabaliktad. Ni-realize mo lahat and this time, kinukuha mo naman po ang mga hindi na ibentang inventory, which is the ending inventory. Kino-compute mo ang related gross profit because this is the amount that you have to defer. So pabaliktad siya. Sa HOBA, di-defer mo, and then kung anong nabenta, hinahanap mo yung realized gross profit. Kay consolidated, lahat naman ng gross profit, ni-realize mo, at tinatanggal mo po ang gross profit ng ending inventory kasi nga hindi na ibenta at dinidefer mo si gross profit. And therefore, kasi alam natin hindi naman po lahat nabenta. Bakit mo nga pala yung unang inumpisahan sa nabenta siya lahat? Kasi kailangan po natin i-analyze saan nanggagaling yung entry na nagbabawas ka sa sales at sa cost of sales ng amount ng intercompany transfer selling price which is 288,000. So palagi mo po siyang binabawas. Pero alam natin, hindi po lahat ng inventory nabenta. Magkano ang naiwang inventory? We have 288,000 times 25% unsold. So kay parent, meron po siyang 72,000 na ending inventory. Buburahin ko po muna lahat ha. Pero lang po yung nasa taas. Kasi sobrang dami ng dumi. Excuse. Okay. So yung 72,000 na yan, that is the ending inventory ni parent. 72,000. At ang sabi natin, doon sa ending inventory, computein mo ang related gross profit, pero ang related gross profit, nandito po kay subsidiary. So yung ending inventory ni parent, kukumputan mo ng related gross profit ni subsidiary. So sabi mo, parang ang layo, medyo parang malayo, no? So ang ginawa po natin, instead of us, yung 72,000 coming from the cost of sales. So alam natin ending inventory. Kasama po yan kasi sa cost ng inventory ni parent. Instead na manggaling tayo sa cost ng inventory ni parent, parehas lang naman po yan doon sa selling price ni subsidiary because we are both talking about 288,000. So therefore, para nakabox naman po. So therefore, para makuha po natin ng related gross profit na nandoon po kay subsidiary, instead na 288,000 ang panggagalingan ng cost ng inventory kay parent, ang panggalingan po doon po sa sales amount na nire-report ni subsidiary, dyan po natin kunin ang related gross profit of 72,000. Mas madali kasi naka-confine ka lang kay subsidiary. Hindi po masyadong mahirap mag-compute. Kaya nga, yung iba sasabihin nila, bakit minumultiply sa GPR based on sales? Because basically, to compute for the related gross profit, computein mo po si GPR based on sales. Kaya whatever is the ending inventory, minumultiply po natin siya by the GPR based on sales. Ano nga kinocompute natin? Yung amount ng gross profit na dapat po natin i-defer. So, paano po ang ating formula? Natin, whatever is the inventory na compute the sales amount, we have 30%. So to compute, we have the ending inventory multiplied by the GPR based on sales, like 72,000 times 30%. Paano po ang adjustment yan in terms of the income statement? Dahil nga nagdi-defer ka, mababawasan ang income statement. At ang adjustment po natin has something to do with the related cost and expense, and that will be the cost of sales. Ano ang mangyayari kay cost of sales? Malamang-lamang kung pinapalit mo po ang deferred gross profit, ini-increase mo si cost of sales. Isipin mo na lang, if you are computing for the cost of goods sold, you have the beginning inventory plus purchases minus the ending inventory. At alam natin, yung ending inventory po natin naka-bill price. Therefore, i-convert din po natin yan mamaya going to the cost amount, pinapaliit po natin ang ending inventory. So kung pinapaliit po natin ang ending inventory, ano nangyayari sa cost of sales? Lumalaki kasi lumiliit po yung amount ng pabawas. And therefore, let's compute 72,000 times 30%, which is the GPR based on sales. Take note, based on sales, we have 21,600. Minsan, ibibigay po ang inventories. Minsan, kaya mong computean ng inventories, pero minsan, hindi. At kapag hindi mo nako-compute ang ending inventory, yung iba, feeling nila defective problem. But there are actually two ways on how to compute for the deferred gross profit. So ano naman po ang isa? So depende po kung anong provided, kung anong gagamitin mong method. Ang sabi natin kanina, di ba? Kapag lahat ng inventory na benta mo, okay lang na ni-realize mo lahat ng gross profit. So meaning, meron ka ba dapat i-defer? Wala, kasi lahat po nabenta. Kunyari naman, wala pong nabentang inventory. Dahil walang nabentang inventory, meron ka pwedeng i-realize? Wala. Meron ka ba dapat i-defer? Meron. Anong i-defer mo? Abay, malamang-lamang lahat po ng inventory, lahat po ng gross profit dapat natin i-defer kasi lahat po ng inventory hindi na ibenta. Kung 25% lang po ang hindi na ibenta, di 25% din lang po ang dapat natin i-defer na gross profit. Therefore, yung pong deferred gross profit is based on the gross profit ng hindi na ibentang inventory. So, just the same, we could actually compute as the gross profit multiplied by the percentage of unsold merchandise. But then, of course, ito po yung gross profit for this year multiplied by the percentage of unsold merchandise this year. So, try nga natin computin. Magkano ang gross profit hindi na ibenta? 25. So, alam natin, lahat po ng 86,400, ni-realize yan sa libro ni subsidiary dahil na-realize na tinatanggal natin yung dapat natin i-defer. Ano ba yung i-defer natin? Yung hindi po na-ibenta na inventory. Kinukuha natin yung related gross profit. So, whatever is the entire gross profit, i-multiply mo ng 25%, mako-compute mo, same amount ng deferred gross profit, 21,600. And that is how to compute. Alam natin yung dinifer natin this year, or whatever is the accounting period, pwede kasing monthly. So kung ano po ang dinifer natin ngayon kasi hindi na ibenta, ending inventory po yan. Next accounting period, siya po si beginning inventory. And we assume na iba ibebenta po siya on the next accounting period. Bakit mo ina-assume na mabebenta? Inventory is a current asset, and therefore we assume that it will be sold within the next 12 months or within the normal operating cycle, whichever is longer. And therefore, ina-assume po natin na mabibenta siya agad. So, kung siya po ay hindi nabenta ngayon, ending inventory at deliver mo ang related gross profit, next year, siya nang po ang beginning inventory, mabibenta na siya. So, kukumpiti naman po natin ang related gross profit at i-realize naman natin ang related gross profit. So we talk about the realized gross profit. For the realized gross profit, again, we talk about the beginning inventory. So ito po yung ending inventory last year, na kinumpute mo po yung deferred gross profit. Pero for this year, it is the realized gross profit at kukumpitin naman din po natin yung same amount ng deferred gross profit last year, which will be the realized gross profit this year. Paano the beginning inventory multiplied by the GPR based on sales? Ang tanong, kapag mag-realize tayo ng gross profit, ano ang effect niya sa income statement? Malamang-lamang, padagdag. Diba? Magdadagdag ka po sa it's like with the deferred gross profit, nag-a-adjust po tayo ng cost of sales. Pag in-increase mo ang realized gross profit, malamang-lamang, mababawasan po ang cost of sales. Ano naman kasi ina-adjust mo dito? Yung pong beginning inventory. Di ba? Kasi parang ang lumalabas, lumiliit po ang beginning inventory, then therefore, dahil lumiit ang beginning inventory, lumiliit din po ang cost of sales. Let's compute. 9,600 beginning inventory. Ay, asaan siya? At sabi nga, same rate over the past 3 years times 30%. Pero alam natin, this could also be computed as gross profit times the percentage of unsold merchandise. Kaso nga lang, dahil po ito ay realized gross profit na nanggaling last year, we are talking about the gross profit last year and the percentage of unsold merchandise last year. Okay, ang pangit. Nanginginig-ginig pa ako. Actually, hindi naman ako nag-test ng COVID. Hindi po ako nag-positive sa COVID kasi hindi ako nag-test. Diba? What you don't know won't hurt you. Kasi syempre, nung iba na po ang nagkaroon ng mga sinat. So, syempre, kailangan ko i-test. Naubos nga yung test kits namin. Nag-negative na po naman kami lahat. Pero nag-test na po ako kahapon. Pero nag-negative na ako. Feeling ko positive ako talaga mga nakaraang araw. Pero last week ng ganitong time, masama talaga na yung pakiramdam ko. So I just needed to sleep and sleep and sleep. Pero ito pong kahapon, gumaling na ako. Ni Sunday, nakapag-class pa nga ako. Kaso nga lang pagdating ng Monday, yun naman naubos naman ng boses ko. And then kahapon, kaya ako nag-test na kahapon. Kasi medyo may sinat na naman ako sa sabi ko. Parang, oh my God, this is it na nga yata talaga. Pero nag-negative ako. Talaga na lang siguro, baka nung nag-positive ako last week, pero ngayon talaga wala na. Hindi ko alam bakit masama pa rin pakiramdam ko. At saka yung boses ko parang, pero ito sobrang pino nito. Kanila, sasama ng loob ko. Okay. Asa na tuloy tayo? Okay, so sabi natin, parehas lang po ang formula, but then of course, that will be last year. Okay. Ano pa? Usually po kasi, pag nag-aaral po tayo ng intercompany transfer, we focus so much on the income statement na nakakalimutan mo na dapat may ina-adjust ka ring balance sheet account. At tinatanong din po yun, yung mga adjustment ng balance sheet. In terms of this, ano po ang dapat natin kayang i-adjust sa balance sheet? Malamang-lamang, inventory. Di ba? At sabi ko nga, para po siyang HOBA. So, doon sa home office and branch, it was reported by the branch at bill price. And therefore, this time, kung sino pinagbentahan, si parent, naka-report din po siya kay parent at bill price. At ang sabi natin, hindi pwede yan. Ibabalik po natin sa original cost. Ibabalik po natin siya sa original cost of 201,600. Dapat hindi po yung selling price ang basis, yung original cost. Kasi nga under consolidated, wala pong nangyaring bentahan. Therefore, under consolidated, yung inventories is still valued at 201,600. And therefore, paano po natin ina-adjust? E di i-base natin sa 201,600 times 25%. And therefore, ang ending inventory must be reported under consolidated at 50,400. Ang tanong, magkano po ang difference na dapat po nating ibawas sa ending inventory? Malamang-lamang, 21,600. Just like with the home office and the branch, whatever is the related gross profit ng inventory, which is this time ending inventory, yung related gross profit niyan, 21,600. At pag yan po ang ibinawas natin doon po sa bill price, we easily convert the bill price amount ng inventory to cost. At yan din. Dahil ending inventory pinag-uusapan natin, yung related gross profit ng ending inventory, ibawas mo sa bill price, mako-convert